setting up a tent. Now, we spoke to the two men banned from city facilities and their lawyer.
I feel targeted. They just came for my stuff. They just came for my tent. There are over 40 tents at Dufferin Grove, and they came with, 30 cops, 20 city workers, and just took all my stuff while I wasn't there.
We've just been given a letter that states we're not allowed in any city park for the period of a year. This includes warming centers because it's part of the facilities that are controlled by the city.
Both of them were evicted without notice. All of their stuff was taken by the city. And after all their stuff was taken, they were told by the city, just through a letter from the city manager, that they were banned from all public parks, all public facilities, and all recreation centers. That cuts off someone like Dreads from places he relies on for his livelihood. It means he can't go to a warming center once it gets cold. He can't go where he gets his food and where he gets his clothes. And he's cut off from all of his stuff and all of his community and all of his support networks.
Okay, well, joining us now for the city's response is City of Toronto spokesperson Brad Ross. Thanks for joining us, Brad. Have to ask you, is this true that these gentlemen are going to be banned from these city centers, such as the warming centers, etc., as a result of what's happened with the encampments?
They have a ban for 1 year at parks and community centers, but not warming centers, unless a warming center is within one of the city's community centers, and many of them are not. So they will have access to the warming centers. But let me be really clear about why this occurred today. We have had continuous threatening and harassing behavior towards city staff, towards our agency partner staff, obstructing our efforts to engage with people who are encampment occupants, to help provide them with services, come inside where it is safe, providing housing options for people. They've been getting in the way of that in a significant and in sometimes criminal manners within the park itself, not just threatening staff, but there are allegations of serious assault against one person against another encampment occupant, putting batteries in a sock, for example, and beating them, drug dealing, and so we have to say enough is enough with these two particular individuals who are frankly obstructing our efforts to do really important work on very complex issues, working with people who are experiencing homelessness, who have significant issues themselves, and just simply not allowing staff to do their jobs, to the point where our occupational health and safety folks at the City of Toronto said, look, staff, do not go into this particular park or that particular park when these individuals are there, because it's not safe.
And with that, okay, I know we heard from the gentleman that the police were there. There seemed to be a huge police presence. Any possibility of any charges against these individuals then?
Well, we'll leave that to the police. Criminal charges are not a bar that you have to overcome to be to have a trespass notice levied against you, and that's what we've done here. So it's quite possible that charges could come. Certainly, if they return to the park, they do face the potential of being charged with trespassing. This is something that the city must take seriously. You cannot be threatening staff who are trying to do very, very important work, and you cannot be seriously assaulting other encampment occupants, many of whom, as you might appreciate, are dealing with their own significant issues. We're there every single day to try to help people, encourage them to avail themselves of the services that we're offering. These two individuals, frankly, we're just simply getting in the way of that in a serious way, through obstruction, through threatening behavior.
Right, and allegedly batteries and socks, you say. But what about, they're saying what happened is unconstitutional. What is the city's answer to that?
Well, the city has issued trespass notices to them. They are free to appeal that. They have 14 days to do so. And if they feel that the trespass notices are unlawful in some way, then they're free to appeal that. But we do not take these matters lightly. We do not go in with trespass notices against individuals lightly. As you can appreciate, our legal team has been fully involved in all of this. We want to help everybody who is experiencing experiencing homelessness and is occupying an encampment, for example. But what we cannot allow is somebody or anybody to obstruct, to threaten, to harm, to engage in criminal behavior, that all of that of which is alleged to have occurred here, and the city must act to not just protect our staff and those who are living in the parks, but those members of the public who want to use the parks. The parks, as we have said from the very beginning, must be safe and accessible for all, and that's what we're attempting to do here every single day.
All right, Brad Ross, thanks for your time tonight.
All right, thank you, Stephanie.
Take care. Well, the TTC says it is preparing for